Action. Hi, I'm Lewis, and welcome to my creative critical reflection. Over the past 4 months, my best friend Jake and I have worked tirelessly to produce, direct, and edit a short film called Valedictorian, which follows the story of a group of high school seniors as they compete in a series of challenges through drama and backstabbing to obtain the acclaimed honor of being their school's valedictorian. Our motivation for our film was first of all to have fun making media together, and second of all to address the competitive nature of the school system. Students are increasingly buying into an unrealistic meta-narrative that prevents them from acquiring well-roundedness by encouraging them to find validation in a niche in academic or social category. This causes unhealthy coping behavior for students, and the system is quick to turn a blind eye to its consequences. Simply put, our self-validation and fulfillment should not be dictated by the grossly overrated glorification of academic recognition. Fun, right? You can read all about our message and the entire production on my blog or on Jake's blog, both of which are found on the description below. Alright, let's get the show on the road, people! Our products both followed and challenged conventions for short films. Most notably, short stories tend to feature 2 to 3 characters. Our film has 9 characters total and features no clear main character. Nonetheless, 3 of our characters specifically embody the messages of the film, but they are not presented in the traditional main character construct. One convention we did follow was the traditional twist. Since there is little time to develop a full plot and in an effort to make productions more interesting, most short films include a short twist in their story. Ours came in the way of the elimination of Bryce, during which the audience is torn between condemning those who cheated to eliminate him or cheering them on because he clearly deserved it. This makes viewers question how ethical it is to place students at each other's throat in competition and wonder to what length they're willing to go to obtain the recognition. Speaking about students, let's talk representation. Although better representation of high school students has become more prominent in productions over the past 5 years, they often chance success simply by having actors of all colors on screen. For Valedictorian, Jake and I wanted a diverse group of characters, but not to make that the center of the story or the dialogue. Instead, all interactions between characters are solely based on their personality traits and their respective social groups. For the purpose of our message, the race, gender, sexuality, or creed of our characters is completely irrelevant. The destructive, competitive, and overwhelming nature of the school system affects all students the same way. But that doesn't mean that we didn't emphasize representation, we just looked at it through a different lens. Because we were telling a story about a modern problem affecting modern students, we had to make a modern representation of high school, not something based on stereotypes created in the late 80s with the rise of teen culture. Because culture changes. This project was a perfect opportunity to people watch and try our best to represent what we saw on screen. And that's what we did. I'm proud that we created characters that I believe represent a portion of our peers accurately, and even more proud to have had the opportunity to work with such a diverse cast of actors partaking in something representative of the most diverse generation in history. To ensure that everything in our project worked together to create a sense of branding, we established branding guidelines to help make it all cohesive and consistent by determining how we would create and present all of the elements of our project. On the website, it was important for us to have a specific and consistent tone every time we wrote from the text to the perspective of the school or from our own perspective for the film's page. Sending a consistent message and having a consistent tone helped us develop a sense of overall branding throughout the different media elements of our project. Finding an aesthetic that would be consistent throughout every element of the production was a key part of developing a sense of branding throughout this project. The aesthetic of the film matches the look of the website and the design of the postcard in order to be as cohesive as possible and help develop the brand. Everything on our product, from logos to colors, is the same throughout every essential and extra element we created for this project because brand recognition is an essential part of having consumers identify and care for a brand. Lastly, all the products work together to tell a story, because that's what branding really is. It's telling a story throughout various forms of media to a specific audience and around a certain entity. For example, Disney tells a story about a magical place where dreams come true and the impossible becomes reality. This narrative is at the core of the Disney brand, and it is present in every aspect of their business and in every product that comes out of their studio. It's also the same reason I keep buying these. But don't worry, I don't own that many. Okay, yeah, I see your point. It's a problem. Looking at the project holistically allows the audience to dive deep into the story at their own pace and explore their own opinions on the topic that we're presenting as driven by the narrative we're telling. Achieving this would be impossible without a strong sense of branding created throughout every element of the project. Our project aims to engage its audience through its message. We're telling a story that can resonate with our audience, and that in itself can be really engaging, but we're also presenting our message through what I would say is an interesting and unique story idea.
The yellow guy got pooped!
But a good story is not enough. You can make a film that explains the meaning of life and still manage to make it so boring that no one will be willing to sit through it. We knew that we wanted to make our story fun, lively, and entertaining. I think we did a great job at reaching a balance between deep and simply fun. In our video component, we relied heavily on the rule of 2 + 2. We threw the audience right into the middle of the action with little explanation at first. This decision allowed us to save time in needless explanation and make the film much more engaging. The audience wanted to figure out what was going on, but we didn't spoon feed them the answers. In every piece of feedback from our focus group, they all mentioned how much they enjoyed and appreciated having the freedom to figure things out by themselves. For our digital component, we created an immersive and interactive experience that allowed our site visitors to explore the story further by learning more about the characters and the environment, giving the audience a possibility to interact with the story and its message on a more personal level. We inspired our website on the marketing campaign for the 2013 film Monsters University, designing the film site as an actual high school's website. We packed it with lots of high school references that our peers can find amusing and funny. The more they look, the more they find, which makes for a really engaging product. For the postcard, I implemented design principles to ensure that it was visually engaging, easy to follow, and conveyed the needed information. The print component is a great way of promoting watching the film, which brings me to distribution. The most obvious distribution method is using our website. Viewing options could be easily added to the site, enabling site visitors to watch the short film there. Advantages of this method include retaining a lot of the distributing control and the creative control behind that process. But just using the site can have huge disadvantages, such as lack of website traffic and little convenience for most viewers. Another method would be to use social media and video streaming platforms such as YouTube or Vimeo. These platforms are extremely creator-friendly and make it easy to upload, view, and promote content. Videos are easily shared, making distribution organic and sometimes facilitating the possibility of, quote, going viral. Many short films have opted for this strategy and have found great success in doing so. Following their steps, we could successfully distribute our film to our target audience and beyond. And as a matter of fact, Jake and I have opted to use this option, as we will be hosting a virtual premiere of Valedictorian this Saturday, the 25th of April on YouTube. As Broward County students, we also have the option of submitting our work to Beacon TV, a local channel owned by the school board, so that it can be aired on TV and reach the general public, something we plan on doing soon. Likewise, there are many student short film festivals in South Florida that we can submit our work to in the hopes of being viewed by a larger audience. Distributing this film is something that we can easily do for ourselves thanks to the knowledge we have gained from this course and our understanding of Gen Z media trends. From the very beginning, Jake and I used technology to boost the productivity of our production process. Our very first discussions were held virtually through video calls of FaceTime and WhatsApp while we were in different countries. Early on, we took advantage of our knowledge of Google Drive and OneDrive by making a shared folder for documents, ideas, and content, helping us stay organized and never lacking communication because we both knew what the other one was working on. When planning for our production, we integrated software such as Microsoft Teams and Google Calendar to keep us both updated on what we should be working on, which prevented wasting time on agenda confusions. When it was time to film our short, we turned to Beacon TV. Through a program called Shortcuts, we checked out professional equipment without charge to recording greater quality for the majority of our film. From an external mic that helped save an entire scene to external lights that illuminated difficult filming situations, hardware was also integrated into many aspects of our project. We also edited on WeVideo, an amazing online editing platform that allows us both to contribute to and use their complementary skills to complementary. We also edited on WeVideo, an amazing online editing platform that allowed us both to contribute to the editing process and use our complementary skills to exponentially increase the quality of the post-production. And we received feedback on our editing through online meetings on Microsoft Teams. Need a new website? I used Wix.com to make a stunning new website for our short film. Of course, at the end of the production, there was a global health pandemic,
Coronavirus!
which forced all of us to turn to technology. But for Jake and I, that was always the plan. Why? Because the world is constantly innovating, And that means content production and media creation must innovate as well. As this pandemic has proven, using new remote access technology for the production process isn't a thing of the future anymore, as much of a necessity of today. It was an interesting experience to undergo the post-production process completely virtual. I believe that I developed a lot of new skills due to this challenge, and I look forward to implementing them in the future, not out of necessity, but out of a spirit of innovation. It's hard to believe that this journey has come to an end. I'd like to thank Tina, for whom I'm incredibly grateful for having had in my life over the past 2 years. The world needs more teachers like you, Tina. This course has truly changed my life, and not only because of its content, but because of the people I've had the pleasure of becoming friends with. Heck, I bonded with my best friend during our AS Media course, and our friendship has become a huge part of my life ever since, and this film represents that to me. So it's only appropriate that we say goodbye together one last time.
This is all I'm holding.
Really fun. That's Steven. I'll let you have Martin Scorsese.
Can I be Foot Guy? Can I be Tarantino?
Okay, you can be Quentin Tarantino. I'll be Spielberg.
Hello, that's mega cool.
First to it?
We get first to just spend 9 months in making.
School bag. Alright, we're just talking.
Cut? That's a wrap. Teamwork.
Hi, thank you for watching our CCR. We hope you enjoyed learning about the production process of our film, Valedictorian. I'm Louis. I'm Jake.
No, you switched. Okay.
I'm Jake. I'm Louis. Till next time, have a great day. Okay. Yeah! Woo!
So chaotic.
That was really chaotic. No, that worked. Thank you for watching our CCR.
Yes. Hold up, I need to think of something more.
My
Yeah.
list is in theater. Yes.